exploring lakes, rivers, and reservoirs across the country with an unyielding goal to enlighten viewers from a fisheye perspective. Come along and we'll investigate the habitat. Much more than a fishing show. This is an eye-opening aquatic experience. Welcome to Strike King's Hook and Look with Kim Stricker. The midsummer countryside, complemented with blossoms, flourished by a hot August sun. Area lakes have now warmed like bathwater, encouraging herds of pleasure boaters, each helping augment the summer angling challenge. Savvy anglers seek irregular features in deep water at this time of year, relying on side imaging technology to greatly simplify the undertaking. Whether man-made, natural, hard, or soft, isolated structure at greater depths attracts baitfish and bass in search of a prime ambush point. Often these fish tend to be larger, occupying key cover. And when it comes to having the ability to consistently locate and catch these somewhat reclusive bass, well, I guess you could simply say it's all in the family.
There's just something about that name VanDam that brings out those big fish like that.
It's an overcast morning near Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Kim Stricker has launched his Ranger with Bassmaster Elite Pro Jonathon VanDam. Local lakes in John's hometown are heavily pressured, and the two anglers set out to seek deep, isolated sweet spots.
You're right out in front of this flat top house, and you're like line that flagpole up there with the corner of the house, and you sit in about 20, 25 feet. Got him?
Fish. That's a
better
bass.
one?
That's a bass. Yeah.
Oop, I had one right there too.
Don't feel too bad either.
No? You mean
No.
that? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes, sir. That'll start us out.
Train wreck.
He ain't
Train
done.
wreck.
He ain't done.
Both of ours?
Thank you.
There we go.
All right, let's start. Boy, he ate, look at that, man. He ate it.
Well, he got it good, didn't
He
he?
got it good. All right.
Oh, nice one.
You wanted that super finesse worm.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good start.
It is a good start, real good start.
Good start. Deep on the edge of that weed line.
We're sitting in probably 30 feet, throwing up under the weed line there. Yeah,
Awesome.
real good start.
Fish was so warm. The water's so warm.
I know, it's 83.
83.
It actually dropped 2 degrees. Well, it was yesterday, it was 85 right here. It's like swimming in a bathtub.
There we go.
That one
Good
feels
one.
decent, actually. Yeah, it feels good. Feels good. Feel head shakes.
I like it. I like it.
As long as it's not pike-like. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
No, sir. Way to go.
That'll work. Good guy, huh?
Now that would have been off. You think that was a fishing shanty?
I think it's either a fishing shanty. There's a couple things, but there's some wood. It kind of comes to a weed point right here. There's some wood off the end of it. There's an old fishing shanty. There's a sailboat out a little deeper. So there's a bunch of stuff out here.
Huh. Well, good. My turn. I mean, this is midsummer here in Michigan. The water temperature is 83 degrees, which is warm for here.
Right, exactly. It's summertime fishing, you know?
And then fish have pulled off. But this jighead worm outside that grass line is producing.
Yeah, it's working pretty good, you know? I mean, we're catching, you know, since it's been sun, you know, this lake's fairly clear, so that grass grows a little deeper out, you know, out here too. So you can work it out to you, you know, from the main grass line and still get some of that, you know, little extra growth out there.
You're right, I'm in 20 foot of water and I can see a nice big ball of weeds with, looks like a fish around it, right below me.
Yeah.
Coming up, Kim and John search for more remote weed clumps when Hook and Look returns. Hook and Look is brought to you by Strike King Lure Company, #1 in fishing lures. Humminbird, simply, clearly, better. Vicious Fishing Line, get vicious. And by Boat US Angler. Welcome back. Let's join Kim and his guest Jonathon VanDam as they utilize Humminbird side imaging.
All right, now we're starting to come up on it now. Cut to the left a little bit. There you go, there's your clump of weeds.
Yeah.
Keep going back. Yeah, that's a good isolated clump out there, a little bit deeper than the rest. And you can see some bait and stuff around it too. There's another clump. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for out here, you know?
Yeah. It's amazing the detail side imaging can provide when searching for productive areas. This particular patch of grass looks so good with the fish and bait fish suspended above it that Danny and I chose to enter the water and further educate ourselves as to what features make this such an ideal spot. Upon our initial investigation, we discovered that this dense patch of grass was actually a lush bed of green coontail. The greener the vegetation, the more oxygen it produces, making it more attractive to fish. Within the grass, we found evidence of wood shipping pallets strategically planted for added structure. This was basically an aquatic oasis, perched on an underwater hump surrounded by deep water. And just as the side imaging revealed, we immediately found a variety of fish hovering over it. A group of smallmouth and largemouth bass were positioned on top of the grass, as well as some nice slab crappie. And as you would expect, there were plenty of bait fish present here as well. Oddly enough, we didn't see any fish within the heart of the grass patch or holding on the wood. It appeared that nothing was relating to the bottom here. Every fish was suspended above the cover.
What we got here is we got a few weed clumps with some scattered slab wood and a couple big stumps and stuff that's in these weed clumps. And we're just sitting here off the deeper edge. It kind of comes off a big flat here. There's a big shallow flat in front of us, and it comes off, and behind us it drops off to deep, kind of forms a little point here with some wood and that kind of thing on there. And that's basically what we're looking for. Is we're trying to hit those small clumps that, you know, of weeds that are growing around that slab wood and around those stumps.
Ooh, there you go.
That one feels better.
Better one?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless it's a toothy one.
That is.
Head shaking.
That's a...
I feel head shakes. Oh, come on. Don't do it. Don't be toothy. I don't think so.
No, ooh, that's a big old
one
bass.
right here.
That's
Big
a
one.
giant largemouth. Ooh, man.
This is a big one right here, guys.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, I get pizza now?
Look at that. That's a gorgeous one.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
come on, come on.
Pig.
Here it comes.
Beautiful. Look at that fish.
That's a better one, huh?
There's just something about that name VanDam that brings out those big fish like that. Excellent, John. Awesome.
That's a better one.
Beautiful fish.
How fat he is. Feeding on something good.
Let me see that. Look at that. Awesome. Good job. Nice fish. I asked Jonathon, what was it like growing up in the VanDam family?
You live and breathe fishing from, you know, the second you can walk. And I remember going down to my grandpa's and you know, I've seen pictures of me casting you know, when I could barely walk, I had a big giant life jacket on, maybe some swimmies on my arms or something. But you know, I was casting off the dock, and that's what it's, you know, that's what it's like. It's you live, eat, sleep, breathe fishing.
It started with Randy being the oldest, and we started them out when they were very young. Started basically fishing-wise, ice fishing.
I think Dad's business partner, great-grandpas, they lived on the lakes. Me and Kevin stayed out there. That's what we did. We lived out there when we could, besides being taken all the time, so it was good.
And we all have, every one of us has that competitive drive. You know, the same drive that everybody sees out of Kevin. You know, that's where it all comes from. Is you know, growing up together, everybody's very competitive. I want to beat him as much as he wants to beat me, or my dad, or anybody.
But where did that competitive drive stem from? For the answer, we asked Uncle Kevin, and his answer might surprise you.
But one thing I can tell you about the VanDam family, we're very competitive.
Welcome back. Hey, we asked Jonathon's Uncle Kevin, where exactly did that VanDam competitive drive stem from?
I think in my family, that whole competitive nature, the VanDam competitive nature, really comes from my mom.
Yes, I agree with Kevin that I am competitive.
She doesn't like to be wrong.
Kevin does think I do not know how to mash potatoes, but I am good at it. I have to beat him before he comes over for dinner because I have to have the potatoes mashed because he doesn't do it right.
You can't tell her how to do something, she's going to do it her way.
And I'm competitive when I put dishes in the dishwasher after lunch. I want to do it my way.
Or the highway.
Get out of here.
It doesn't matter if we're playing cards.
When we play cards. Yes.
I would say that real competitive nature that is through the whole VanDam clan came from my mom.
Do you think so? But just think, without that competitive drive and determination instilled within them, none of these boys, and I'm sure the rest of the VanDam kids and grandkids, wouldn't be as successful as they are today. Nadine may be competitive, but I want to bring one more thing to your attention. She is dearly loved by more than just her family. For over 20 years, she's been calling bingo at a nearby nursing home. Once a month, she'll bake over 125 bags of a variety of cookies and about 50 loaves of bread, and passes them out to the residents as well. Jonathon's grandma is quite a lady with a gifted family. When we first put a microphone on her, Danny asked if she could talk for 1 second. This was her witty reply.
Can I talk for 1 second? No. I cannot do that.
What I love to do is what we did today, fishing isolated structure, small things, you know, that it's a one cast, you know, you need to hit that specific spot. And one thing that's really helped me out tremendously is the Humminbird side imaging, you know, coupled with the GPS. I mean, you can run over a spot, mark exactly what you want to fish, come right back to it, and make that exact cast time and time again. You know, it's been a lifesaver, and it really helps dissect these lakes you don't know even, and really narrow down, you know, and make it a lot easier to find that kind of stuff.
This isolated deep structure we found were stumps scattered on the outside as well as within a dense carpet of grass. You can clearly see the pockets within the grass where the stumps are. Upon our visual inspection underwater, we confirmed that these zebra mussel encapsulated stumps drew schools of bluegills, which in turn attract big bass, especially during the dog days of summer.
It was an eye-opening experience to see some of the spots that I fish. You know, I've been fishing for a few years now, and see what they actually were under the water, and get to listen to those guys as they were swimming over them and seeing it from the fish's view, basically. That's why you guys should make the big bucks, huh? Look at all this stuff. What do you think? Stuff everywhere, all over the boat. Look, camera, scuba gear, wetsuits, and all sorts of stuff. Sounds like fun. I want to go swimming. The lake we were on has numerous tournaments a week. I mean, in the time we were filming, there were 4 tournaments on the lake. And, you know, this lake's highly pressured, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with the amount of good quality fish that we had. We ran over the one there. And then there's one pile here, there's one like here, and there's one out here or something. There's one.
All right. Good one?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
That looks like a pretty good one.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one.
Another big one.
Oh,
That's a good one right there.
that's awesome. You were due for another one.
Wasn't I though?
When's my turn?
Your turn's coming.
All right.
Another nice one.
Great job.
Fantastic. 3 pounder?
Now you caught that just on the outside of that thick line,
Yeah, right on the outside edge
What do
of
you
the
think?
weeds here.
Maybe-
The weed line.
18 foot of water.
Probably, yeah, if we're in 20 here, it's probably 18.
Yeah,
So, nice one, huh?
good job.
Get the net. Hook and Look will be right back.
Another solid one.
Look at how fat that one is.
This portion of Hook and Look is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. Evinrude. And by PADI, the Professional Association of Diving Instructors. PADI is the way the world learns to dive.
Welcome back. Hey, JVD offered to share his own personal Boat US Angler experience with us. Listen to this.
I was fishing the James River down in Virginia for this latest Northern Open. And it's the 4th of July actually, so there are boats everywhere. I'm running up the river and all of a sudden my motor cuts out. And I thought it was a blown fuse, and I checked everything and this and that. And finally, I remembered I had my Boat US Angler card in my wallet. So I pulled it out and called them, talked to them for a little bit, told them where I was. They called the local towing company, put me in touch with them. And in the matter of no time, on 4th of July, in no time at all, they were there to get me and tow me back to the ramp, which was about 10 miles away. So it was a pretty good thing to have. I've used it once again since then too, and it's been a lifesaver in a couple cases.
The rig that Jonathan and I are throwing today starts with a Strike King 1/4 ounce round ball jig head, teamed with a super finesse worm. It's a green pumpkin 7-inch. The super finesse worm is made of that Elastec. It's a proprietary material that is just as rugged as can be. This worm will last forever, and it resonates in the water. You just shake it and it jiggles. I'm gonna show you a little trick that I do. Now I'm rigging this shaky style. But what I like to do is take a little drop of crazy glue and put it on the jig head. This Elastec really takes to it. And I'm gonna push it up on the jig head so that sticks right up on the jig head. It almost melts to it. And that is the rig, shaky style.
There's stumps all along out in this bay. Bunches of, quite a
that's-
few different ones. There's a little deep here. This is deeper, it's 35 foot. And there's probably 10, 15 maybe more than that. There's quite a few of them that are placed out here. There's not as many, not much for weeds around them. It's more just the stumps out here.
Good fish.
Good one?
He's getting a little better, but he's feeling good now. He's feeling good. Yeah, he's a good one.
Yep, there you go.
That's a good
There
one.
you go.
He was coming at me. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Whoa. Feisty.
Feisty little thing. Another solid one.
Look at how fat that one is. Think he's eating a little bit?
He's eating the finesse worms.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's a good one. There you go.
Heck yeah, thank you. I like. He's got a little
Leech on him.
leech on
Leech on his mouth.
Yeah. Get him out of there. All right. Cool. Well, thank you. That felt good.
You're just like, is it a good one? I don't know.
I didn't know yet. It's,
Not really sure.
and I said,
Oh, there he goes. He's got some fight in him.
yep, I think that's a good one.
You whack it.
No.
It's heavy.
Yep. I want to sincerely thank Jonathan and the rest of the VanDam clan for making us feel like part of the family. Dick and Nadine, my adoption papers are ready to be signed. Next week, we conduct some business with Mr. Steve Parks, monkey business that is. Steve is the designer for Strike King's popular Rage Tail baits, and he introduces us to one of his latest creations, the Rage Space Monkey. We'll see you then on Hook and Look.
Hook and Look is a Kim Stricker production.